Hello, and you're listening to Let's Drone Out. You're joined by the usual crew. First, we have Adam Juniper.
Hello.
And we have Frank.
Hello.
Glitchy Robot Frank. Try again.
Glitchy Robot Frank. Hello, I'm here.
And then above you.
Yeah, also known as Jay or Chipko, whichever you want. I adds to anything.
And that's my phone. And last but not least, everyone's favourite vegan sausage.
Bonjour.
French vegan sausage.
What happened to the weekend?
With a slightly garlic aftertaste. And your usual rub you up the wrong way, bright until I fly. And been a quite relaxed but busy but interesting week, everyone.
It has been a fun week, actually. Yeah, another trip down to Hidden Valley this weekend. That went well. I went back and working quads.
Hippies.
Yeah, well, you were there, actually. You wanted to be a hippie this weekend, I'm sure. I could see the glint in your eye. But I think we need to give a public service.
We hung out for a bit.
Yeah. Just so everyone else who ever hangs out with you, Jack, they do need to know that you have a biscuit fetish, and you will chomp through any biscuits you find.
I know.
I was like starving that weekend, you know.
I would have delivered food. I know. I got food delivered to me. I can't help it. I'm a bit of a biscuit fiend.
Tell everyone what happened.
Well, he turned up and ate all my biscuits. That's what happened.
No, but we could make it a bit more impressive than that. You flew biscuits from one end of the field to the other.
Well, yeah, okay. The story goes that Jack landed in front of us because we were still pitching up tent, Matt and I. Hello, Matt. We were pitching our tent.
More gay than it is.
I know. And so Jack flew down and wanted to write a note, a love letter or something to fly it back. That we didn't know that at the time. So Jack landed his little beast next to us, and we set it free again. It flew back to you, didn't you? And anyway, we had a chat, and we thought, well, since you came over and started eating all my biscuits, once you knew I had biscuits, then we thought, okay, maybe we can do a remote biscuit delivery. We were expecting tea or coffee back, Jack, but we didn't get any.
I think tea would be quite an achievement, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Freestyle.
Daniel Upton does have a flask of tea usually, so it could have been done.
We could have delivered tomatoes. We know how to do that. Or vegs.
Mate, you're way better at tomato delivery than I am. Mine instantly fall off.
Sounds very creepy when you say that. Tomato.
Yeah, I know.
Delivery. I don't know what it is, but
you want some Red Bulls?
Veg delivery.
Well, exactly.
Tone, is tomato ketchup vegan?
The ones I eat is. Was I speaking really good English then? Is the one I is. Yeah.
I don't want to incriminate myself, but I flew at Brighton Beach yesterday.
You're allowed to fly on beaches, ask Dom.
What's up?
You think Brighton Beach, but you have to
fly anywhere.
Pay a fee if you film it, I think.
So
there's
Only
something
if you
to do
use it.
Yeah, so I suppose if you're putting it on YouTube.
You're not even allowed to record audio on Brighton Beach without paying a fee to the
Really?
Yeah.
What, the waves are patented or something? The wave noises?
It's a lot of councils do it. They if you use their public land, they can charge. It's why people are so keen to have films shot in London. The mayor's office ends up with a fat pile of cash.
Well, a lot of the parks, the royal parks, do charge a fair sum actually to do any filming in them. So yeah.
And also why the National Trust are not super keen on you flying. It's not so much safety; it's that you're just flying around doing it for free without getting their permission. Means they won't know who to get the money off.
Yeah.
We should all charge just for walking around because we get filmed all the time. I'm going to put
you should charge everyone who takes a view, who looks at you.
Yeah. I'm going to.
If they look rich.
Shouldn't we be paid for looking at you, Tony?
I want my money back if that's the case.
Well, if our listeners
soon we'll
haven't
have
worked
to-
out, by the way, we are just talking a lot of dogs bollocks this episode. We don't have any guests on, do we? Where's Chappie?
He's busy with. Is it Miami? I think
Yes.
everyone's busy. I've tried to jump on Skype. Frank, you sent me a link earlier from someone's Instagram. What was it? Because it's no longer
That
there.
was there. Ooh, maybe it's
I
too
know.
controversial.
Oh, what was it?
It was about the ERSA, European Motorsports Association Euro Cup in Ibiza. If anyone's seen the coverage, watched it from afar when it was going on, there was just the slightest bit of. So, in particular, this was a comment because if you've seen it, you've seen that it didn't. The grand final didn't happen. It had a bit of weather problems in that. You know, we complain
Bit
about the
Ibiza.
weather here. Well, you see, how we have problems where it like drizzles a bit, and it's
Yeah,
like a bit
constantly.
breezy and a bit chilly.
Oh, they had impressive
Struck by
foreign rain.
tornadoes. And I will put the link see on the canvas. I was listening that way. This quite amazing shot where the scaffolding poles that are buried in the ground and holding up the netting around the
Of
have
course.
just folded down, like they
Wow.
completely collapsed. That kind of gives you a bit of an idea. And this is from the Multi-Rotor Parts Facebook page. They've had that photo. And so, but everyone was pretty understanding of that. There's nothing you can do about the weather. That just happens. And when it's that serious, there's videos
And of course, they
from.
refunded everyone for their travel, that kind of thing.
Well, you see, so there's videos from Leo Whitfield and Multi-Rotor Parts, and I'm sure Chad Novak was recording stuff as well from how kind of holding everything down, trying to keep everything together, trying to protect all the equipment, and it just looks like a ship that's starting to sink. There's just that much water coming in the sides, and everything's shaking apart, and they all just give up and run away. At some point, when it
Cowards.
realizes that actually we might
When
actually
I
get
see a
injured.
hurricane coming towards me, I go out and fight it. I don't run away.
I'm just thinking you could have really good yaw spins off a tornado. You just put it up and it'll go round and round and round.
Yeah, I mean,
Perfect.
I think you
Even
probably don't
Adam
need
might
the
be able to
battery
do that
left.
with his Inspire.
Yeah,
I know.
that's true.
Instant lift. I know. Bloody hell.
Was it really a tornado? Or was it a little bit of wind?
No,
It
really
wasn't a
was
hurricane, it was a tornado.
Yeah.
But they
maybe.
can be quite small but destructive. So
Yeah. So
Possible.
it was really localized to their little kind of.
Island.
So
Yeah.
it was not. I think 8 people got injured on the whole of Ibiza.
Wow.
But yeah,
I mean, that's
there was.
Yeah.
literally not none, is it? If you get injured, it's a
That's-
serious weather event.
Yeah, exactly. They could have done about that, but there were complaints, and this is what Jack was originally talking about when he brought it up. Complaints that maybe the whole event, even before that, had not gone quite the plan and hadn't been as well organized as other events that we've had.
So you're working.
Exactly. So they were claiming that there has not been enough in the way of actual racing, where we get through, we managed the other weekend to have just laps and then rounds of flying in like 2 days. Even when it was good weather, they were struggling to in a week. So
Was
it
language a thing at all? Being a big European event.
yeah, it's a fair point. I don't know, but there was just been suggestions from a few people that went to the event that it could have been organised better, even without the weather being a problem.
Even if you're everyone who flies has to speak in English, is that right?
Well, not
Pretty
only-
much,
Commercially,
English is the
commercially,
international language of
right.
aviation. So
Yeah.
Only,
there you
only
go.
an international flight, though. So if you're in a small area and you call a small airfield, they have no reason to speak English if the small area is in Spain.
Yeah,
It's only
through
if you're-
international airports will communicate, and most should communicate in English. But yeah,
So, what happened to? Is it Esperantian or whatever it was?
Esperanto.
Yeah, Esperanto. That's it.
Well,
Oh my god, it makes you think of
if
Red
you want
Dwarf.
to solve a problem, yeah, well done, Red Dwarf. If you want to solve a problem like lots of people not be able to speak to each other, start with a language that nobody speaks. Why not simply start with one that most people already can speak, like, say, English? By an accident of history, we have the one universal language. And Chinese,
Yeah.
obviously.
Pretty much.
Adam, are you eating?
Adam, mute your mic when you're doing fiddling.
Who says it was me?
We know it.
I think it was.
Oh,
Was
but
I?
it was a
Well,
salad.
sure, at least share what food you've got. I mean,
If I could,
They did.
then the world would be just so much better, wouldn't it? You could just broadcast food.
Yeah.
well, Mega
I know
Sex
that
Wax on the chat did ask how do we waterproof them, and I'm trying to post a picture of the Tupperware quad with the windscreen wiper in the chat, but it's not letting me. Jack, maybe you can.
No, Frank's the one. I don't know how it works.
Oh, yeah, what? No, on the YouTube one.
Oh, no, I don't know.
They won't let you
post-
post links in the YouTube
Doesn't
chat, I can't
matter.
imagine.
Well, even the
Um,
links to
hang-
YouTube videos, it doesn't
No,
let you.
Used to be able to.
Hang on, write
you
something
did.
normal, and I will make you a moderator. Try that, or replay sound through the thing. Hang on.
Welcome to Let's Join Out. You're currently tuned in on poweringon.co.uk or on the
There you
Hangouts.
go.
Which
Try now.
Yeah, we're everywhere at the moment. But yeah, Voice of Doom and
Perfect.
Mitch and Owen and Adam are all listening in on Powering On at least.
Yeah.
Ian and Raymond Kerr as well. On YouTube. We have Owen as well, again. Max, as we've already mentioned. Mike Semenios. Hello.
Owen L from the very
I'm
start
Rach.
before it started. Yeah. Hello to you all. If you've got any questions, comments,
Soon.
come and pop along and post them in either Powering On or on YouTube live stream. And we'll try and answer them on the show.
We'll jump around and try to find them. Yeah.
Fumble
Actually,
around.
damage something. Yeah. So Tone, if you were out there in Ibiza, they probably would have tied a ground rope to you. Make sure you don't blow away
Feels like
Due
it
to
blow
your-
away.
due to your Oompa Loompa like size.
Well, it's only because
Or
I'm
just giving you like
10 stone soaking.
Giving you a
wet.
plastic bag and seeing what happens.
Does Tony run rape mode? No retaliation.
So
I'm
there's
not
wings
fighting
aplenty
tonight.
out these days, isn't there? Wings. Everywhere was wings this weekend.
Yes, I missed my wing actually delivery today. I ordered a TBS Cabrani, or however you say it, and I missed the postman today, so I've got to wait tomorrow to get it.
And Jack, your wings flying, isn't it?
Barely. You have to strap not nickel metal hydrate
Tony
to the
to
front of it. Yeah, or Tony. One of Tony's appendages. And yeah, it's really super tail heavy. Hopefully after the show I can nip over and visit Dan Upton because he's got a 2208 Cobra to try out on that. I thought I'd have enough nose weight having a decent sized 3-cell and a GoPro at the front, but I don't. And little issues I've got at the moment. My GoPro battery holds 0 charge. So that was a good thing, really, because when I did fly down the beach, I didn't record anything, which is pretty good. I did record DVR, but don't tell Brighton Beach that, or Brighton Council.
What, did you wing it down the beach?
He must have done, or he's gone. He's just decided to go quiet. It's like, I hear Jack.
Oh, can you not hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now.
Did you
wing it?
Did you wing it down the
No,
beach?
no. Definitely not. No, my wing's a bit. How are you doing?
Not 100% reliable yet.
Still don't own a wing, and after the epic plane destruction of my several-year-old plane, thanks to Clinton.
Yeah, cheers, Clint. I missed that.
You did actually. In fact, there is some video footage of it. I mean, it was too bad. Basically, I crashed it and knocked the front motor in. And I was flying my quad around quite happily because, I mean, I've had it for years. It's had numerous crashes. Next thing I know, when I take my goggles off, Clint's stuck the motor on the top of the cowl. So it barely looks like a plane anymore. He says, "Can you fly it?" And I says, "Yeah, I'll try." And we flew it around a couple of circuits. And, I flew one whole battery through it. He was aiming for it, but he didn't get it. On the second battery, when I put it up, I was just coming in for a nice slow pass because the ailerons stopped working halfway through. They snapped. I was down to rudder and elevator, and I came in for a nice pass because it was hectic flying this pig in the air. And he just came across and snapped it across the fuselage, and it fell with his quad to the ground. There is some video of it. I'll see if I can find it. So I basically thought, well, I can take all the electrics out, the servos and stuff, and put it in a wing. So Dan mentioned the Flying Wings Hornet because it's already made out for FPV. So they're literally just down the road. So I'm going to go speak to Rob from there and see if I can pick one up tomorrow.
Yeah, they're pretty good wings. I was flying mine Saturday.
Is yours a Hornet?
Raven.
Ah, from Flying Wings.
Yeah, but it's a Flying Wings design.
Right. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to joining.
Adam Gooch is telling me off. I got a comment after watching Jack's racing at the Nationals. Freestyle's cool, man, but by the way, you flew the wrong way through gates. Bad form, dude. I know. I'm very sorry. There was only
Isn't
one
that
other
the freedom
person.
in your freestyle?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That kind of.
When you did
negotiates the
that, I
point.
was chuckling on the sideline, just chuckling, watching you do that. I was like, he's fucking going the wrong way.
But there was only one other person that was up, and that was Ycopter, which I am friends with, and I did warn him a little bit what I was going to do, and it was kind of like the heat of the moment because I was a bit pissed off, and I know it's wrong, but also it was Wine Thomas Greer up day. I didn't know he was ill, and I'm really surprised he didn't.
He
punch
wasn't
me in
until he met you.
Mentally ill now.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how. Like, I have sent a message to him saying, like, thank you for having a good sense of humour when it comes to dealing with me. Like that's a sentence I never thought I'd ever say to Tom. But I sent him the link to that video and said, like, feel free to write some abuse. And I was expecting to get disqualified, which I didn't. They may have deducted points from me because I did finish pretty much last. I think. I don't know. I need to talk to him. But Frank was trying to coach me, and if I ever get another shot at the Nationals, I promise I'll try and do better.
Well, freestyle.
Yeah. Can you just let me know the course like months in advance? Like, so fucking, like me and Frank can rent a caravan together, and he holds like little plastic cows, and he's like, this gate is really big and that one is far away.
You're allowed to do that in America, but not in England. In America, you're allowed to know the track. You're allowed to know it before you fly it, before they even set it up.
I think the quote of the day was like the last week's fucking Frank being like, he is literally James May, and like, don't look because I'm cheating to try and remember how the course was. I'm like, Frank, I don't know, and I slightly don't care. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I've got a bad mindset when it comes to racing. I kind of need Tony to like be like, you're gonna fly through these gates, and if you don't, I'll snap a switch off your Tyrannus.
Which I would.
I'm watching for the first time your run at the Nationals, actually. So the link further down is YouTube. You did well, man.
Oh, hang on, I better post the link to it. just so that people know how awful it was.
We'll say
it was
that every time you go through a gate the wrong way, a battery dies.
oh god, yeah, or
Aw.
a Kiss ESC explodes.
Wow.
The old ones, the 8-bit ones. Yeah, Digital Protocol guys. Felix announced that an RC30. I looked at it for about 10 minutes, and even I'm confused. I might need tuition from Daniel Upton on that one. Has anyone seen any of that? Anyone got any idea what I'm on about?
No.
You don't.
Yeah, tumbleweeds. There's plenty around here at the moment. Jack, come on,
Should've-
fill us in.
oh,
Tell
no.
us all.
Shall I just read out the ESC list now?
Yeah, come on. In fact, we haven't had that for a long time, Jack. Please, just do something akin to that.
Don't. Oh man, look, I'll post the link. Hang on, I've got
Like
it.
here's
Yes.
the shipping forecast on Extra now.
It's
We've got
D-Shot,
Jack's
by the
ESCs.
Yeah, I know.
Dogger, 30
It's
amps.
a yeah,
Adequate.
it's. Hang on. Oh, let me stop it. There you go. D-Shot. That's
Everyone's
the
left
new
the chat.
32. Oh my god, they just like shut him. Someone, Frank, mute him again. We like that when you do that. Also, there's a bad word in this video of mine, which is I'd like to warn people about. We haven't sworn yet, which is surprising for Tony.
Well, that's just inviting me to do it. You
Yeah.
can't say
So,
you haven't sworn yet.
Adam.
Now I'm just sat here going, shit. But
Are we enforcing the swear jar?
No, I
No.
don't know.
Oh,
I'll be
that was
skinned.
that, didn't
That
we?
was the ESE jar.
That's going to
That
bankrupt.
was- yeah, I know.
If you swear,
I think the swear jar is a good idea. First person to swear pays for the editing.
I know. I did this in cooperation with.
Should be proportional.
Jack's gonna swear in a minute if he doesn't start this list.
I know.
Well, I'm not saying I'm deliberately annoying him. Go on, Jack.
Has anyone heard of Quad Mover? Quad Mover?
yes. Have you never seen
I have
it?
seen
Yeah,
it.
he's
Yes,
good. I mean, he
yes.
does line of sight stuff, doesn't he? Amazingly.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you've
With the,
got
like,
Kiss.
warp cord, isn't it?
Uva is a
From
Oh,
Warp
one. Yeah.
It's a similar thing, though, isn't it?
should find the link and post it. Let's see if we can find it. There's a few videos that's been spectacular.
Right, so you've got the Kiss FC D-Shot TE Chrome GUI. You got the Kiss 24 amp D-Shot without debug, and Kiss FC D-Shot RC37, and it was helped by Boris B. And speaking of which, I might message him right now and just be like, I might need your help. I
Why not?
need your help. He
Maybe
be-
replace might with I do need your help.
Yeah, hang on. Revision. Revision. I do need your help with the shot.
Why don't you
W-
start with
D-
letting us know, like, what it's replacing? Because presumably you understand that.
What? You cut
The
it out.
I'll
D-Shot.
just- yeah,
What's
right.
D-Shot replacing?
it's replacing the six. Is it 16 or 8-bit? I can't remember. 8-bit. One shot, 125, and then also the one shot 42 protocol. So it's giving you 11-bit throttle with a 4-bit CRC, whatever that means. And it's just basically a digital protocol that works on 33 kilohertz, or the max. Well, it's the maximum loop time, and yeah. So high resolution, 2048 steps, no more oscillation drift, no more calibrating ESCs. You send the whole packet of information, so it sends the 1375. God, no signal. 1375, and the ESC will receive 1375. So the you know, like you've got from 1,000 to 2,000, your midpoints 1,500, and that's your
Yeah.
resolution of
Yeah.
PWM signal. Yeah, so whatever value you send, there's no more like jitter. You know, like when your sticks, you know, like read the data, and you've got like a loop time, and the ESCs refresh, and you send the information, and it kind of jitters up and down. So yeah, whatever signal it does send, it does receive. So with
What it was going on previously, like with the UM at least, and I think One Shot 125 and 42 and whatever are just a bit faster, is just it sends a frequency of beeps essentially down the line, and then the ESC is maybe listening for how far apart the beeps are, and that kind of those wire, you know, how fast it then goes. It makes the motor go.
It's a digital shot, as in it's running.
Whereas
Yeah.
this time,
it's one
this time instead of it being faster, it's beeping at it. It's now go that fast.
Yeah.
And so it can't be confused by noise getting on the line or anything else. It either gets the signal or it doesn't.
Because
It makes
I read a very
that's a good way of explaining it.
yeah, because like the One Shot 125 and the 42 one are analog signals, and like back in the day you had PWM, pulse width modulation, and you had PPM where it stuck all individual pulses all in one packet, all in one line. And then when there's like an error correction, you send the values, and then it compares it with I don't know what it compares it with. I don't know whether it compares it to what it got last time, or there's a set sort of parameters where
CRC is cyclic redundancy check, and it checks for what value it all adds up to make sure it's kind of it's kind of works out the equivalent of what that packet should be. And says if it's an error and discard it, or if it's valid and keep it. That's CRC.
So once
Wouldn't
once
that
we
slow it down a bit though?
Yeah,
Because
totally.
if you made a quick maneuver, it would interpret the first few as being bad data.
Yeah,
surely.
But if you think of your home internet connection, how it switches the same sort of data down a line at gigabits per second potentially soon, then you've got more than enough bandwidth for throttle and stuff. It's not really going to have latency. The technology exists for switching really fast and effortlessly in the technology.
Well, no, he has got a point where there's like, what is it, 27 milliseconds for PPM, and then there's like next to no, I think it's like 0.10 milliseconds for, you know, like the S-Bus protocol and Spectrum satellite, you know, the digital satellite protocols. So yeah, it went from PWM to PPM all in one line, and then it went to CPPM coded pulse pitch. Is that right? I can't remember. What is it? Pulse position, I think. Modulation. So PWM and then PPM is pulse position.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So like
you're talking about going from the receiver to the flight controller, whereas the is going from the flight controller to the ESC.
Yeah.
It was PWM, and then it was 125, which is just faster PWM with a bit extra fanciness. And then now this is going completely digital.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to explain it from receiver point of view, because then you know there was glitches, and if you didn't want that, then they released coded PPM, CPPM. So like loads of people have probably seen that on you know, CleanFlight back in the day, CPPM and then PPM, and that is the coded. So it's kind of like a digital PPM. Yeah. So there you go. That, as far as I know,
which is essentially what a satellite connection is on 3.3 volts. It's a logic thing. Yeah.
So like, you know, it is. That's why people like IB Crazy exist, where you could literally become an expert in just what signals you send to your receiver and know nothing about quadcopters. You know, you could easily spend like a year studying that.
And I
if
guess,
anyone's not in a coma.
when quads became sort of consumer level and people could build them from bits, 5 years ago, relatively easily, even longer than that. But the point people could build them, you had to know about batteries, soldering, building, putting one together. So the technology as a whole only existed in that whole model of what was a quadcopter, whether you built it yourself or you bought one. Whereas nowadays, the technology in different parts is getting more like computing, where there's experts in one thing that knows nothing about the rest of it, but that one thing is the one thing that requires the tuning the bits that work on it. So it's quite interesting that quadcopters are getting to that level where you can't necessarily build one yourself without help from friends.
That's why everyone needs a jack.
Yeah, well, I remember back in the day, when a couple of, about 10 years ago, sat there with Tony and being like, this is how you hold a soldering iron. It's kind of like a pen, but it's hot. Hot, ow, hot, ow, hot.
I thought it was
And
a
he was like,
phone.
If you don't know what owl hot is, you'll learn very quickly.
Yeah, I know.
Now I just
poor-
use it as a cattle prong, don't I, boy?
Yeah, that's it. It's just like fucking...
Cats are being vegan as well.
Get on with my soldering, you bastard.
I hear you
I
had...
think that's technically the first swear in the swear jar.
That's not swearing.
Yeah.
But you didn't use it in the right context. So it is.
Shut up,
it,
Jay.
if I'm allowed to get away with that, let's throw Tony under the bus. Here, Tone, I heard you had a new frame on yesterday.
No,
On
no comment.
Wednesday.
Didn't.
Come on.
Come on. No, Tone.
on.
You can't leave us like that.
Watch this.
Bit of dead air for everyone.
Yeah,
No, come
exactly.
on, Tone. Come on. It's actually a fossil frame I wouldn't mind maybe touching. Or owning.
Tone, I am actually in the line for building something again soon. So maybe you're going to do a service. Come on.
It's all secret squirrel stuff.
Okay, give us a clue. Give us a clue.
So you're admitting that fossil stuff is like a cult?
Yes.
And to be clear, everyone, he said cult.
Not Peters.
What? Yeah, what was that?
Not penis.
Tony, you come up with something interesting.
Yeah, man, that's a bottom quote, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't believe Rick Mayall's dead.
Oh no.
What a shame.
It is a shame. Because they were going to do a bottom. I know this is going right off subject, but they were going to do a bottom again when they were both in an old people's home. Like, it would have been well good. I'd love to have seen that.
Oh,
Father Jack
man,
and Father Jack.
Yeah. I tell you what, something that's really pissed me off. For anyone who don't know, the X4Rs by FreeSky. They have changed. This is how nerdy I am. They have changed the U.FL connectors to UMCC connectors, ultra miniature complex connectors, and I'm very angry. And I don't know what to do because obviously I can't ring China and tell them no. So I might just phone T9 Hobby instead.
So what does
Can't
that
you
mean?
just buy old X4RSBs?
Sorry, you talked
old
over
stock.
Tony. Hang on. Tony, what did you say?
I said, what does that mean to all the viewers who don't know what the hell you're talking about, i.e. me?
So when you break an antenna off your quad,
Yes.
off your receiver,
Yes.
and you just pull it off and then you clip on a new one,
Yes.
they're using smaller connectors now.
Oh, what? So it's harder to do? You still can do it?
Yep, harder to do, and I don't know where to get UMCC or OMCC. Well, no, it'd still be U. I don't know what they're called, but I don't know where to get the antennas from. And then that means that there's two different types of connector and two different types of antenna.
What do they?
It's all very confusing.
But
I
it's
know.
progress.
Why
It's
do
progress.
this?
It's making it smaller.
Why do-
Progress. It's
No,
progress.
it's
You
not.
cannot argue. It is progress.
Look,
it's evolving.
Not
It's
because
not.
the antennas are the same length, aren't
Yeah, same length, same size, same goddamn board. It's not like they made
So
the board any
basically-
smaller.
Basically, they've
But things
done
change.
an Apple, right?
Things
Yeah,
change.
why don't why don't they get rid of the JR connectors? That's what the XSB is for. Do you know what I mean? If they want to mess around, well, you have to directly solder it. You know what I mean? Like, why are you
Does
doing
anyone
this?
think back to the days that Apple started going, no, we're going to make the SIM card slightly smaller than everyone
But
else?
Ever
on
since
the
these
iPhone.
little
And it's
micro
been totally
flies are coming about, since the micro flies are coming out, things are getting smaller and more fun. I mean, before they were just toys, but they're actually good little fun that you can zip around, and that's the point. When you can have Betaflight on a small SPR Racing Evo board on a tiny little 10 centimeter thing or less, they are
Yeah.
fun.
No,
And that's the point, I
completely
suppose.
different. That is
But
completely
everything's getting that smaller, compact
You with your
aspect
personally
to it.
reasonable points.
Yeah, you know,
spoiled
like,
it all.
yeah, that's different. It's not like, you know, it's not like, it's just complicating things, you know, like, oh,
Agreed.
that's the same why this is the same reason why we've got, well, what is it called? Conventional electricity. Like, electricity flows from negative to positive. It doesn't. It goes from positive. Yeah. It and on our books, apparently
This is a
it
time
goes
lesson
positive.
from.
Yeah. So, you know, it's not like no, that's it. We're going to change it. You know, red is no longer positive; it's negative because it flows different direction. No, why don't we just
In
change
fairness,
the
Jack,
books?
it is a lot harder to change physics.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, like there was nothing wrong with that connector.
Oh, Jack.
You know, it's like
It's
there's
all
nothing
right.
wrong with Tony. Let's make him smaller. You know, at least
He's
make him
small
small
enough,
enough
isn't he?
so I can stand
I was
on
going
him.
to say that already happened at some point.
Look, lads, I'm gonna get angry soon.
Are you going to swear?
You won't like it when I'm angry. I go green.
Actually, I tell you what. This weekend I heard such profanity
you
from
already
your mum,
green?
Tony.
Oh,
I mean,
that was so funny. That was. Do
profanity
you know how
that just
hard it is?
blasted out constantly for
Oh.
5 minutes non-stop. I'm surprised you were still breathing it in a minute.
Oh my! Do you know what? I nearly. Can I say pissed? Pissed
Yeah.
myself.
Well, you've already said it.
Like
so-
actually lose control of my bladder because do you know how hard it is to stand up, fly a quad, and laugh hysterically where all the oxygen out of your lungs gets expelled because you've got this angry 47 millennia-old vegan guy screaming obscenities as loud as possible.
Maybe you should give us an example of it, Tony.
I actually had a sore throat when I drove home.
So funny. Like me and Dan, like I let go to try and hold on to Dan because I couldn't stand up right. It was just F and then C and then
Exactly. I was
I'm
shouting
allowed to
out
say
flight controller all the time. Ah, flight controller.
It is
Yeah.
quite funny to listen to us trying not to swear because no one wants to cough up.
I was hoping someone would have that recorded, Tony.
my cord was up in the air, like, but I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna scrub through my audio.
You probably hear it above your quad and that high.
motor noise. Oh, it was so funny. It was just so.
See, we need to do a Let's Drone Out field day where we actually record like the whole day on camera, and then we can put that on here.
We will.
People can
But
watch
what led up to this swearing? What was the story behind? Because we'd heard like the odd bits of.
Some of us, some regular listeners, may already know some swear words. What we want to know is why there were swear words.
Yeah.
I really can't remember.
Oh, Tony.
I can't.
I think it's because he's not getting enough protein in his diet, to be honest.
Adam, let's not go there. Get protein out. But
Anyway, so we've had
Oh shit!
comments
We
in
got
the
an
chat about
Yeah.
Delta Hawks is going to be another outdoor event in the UK in October 2016. So Sunday the 23rd, next week from now. But if you're listening later, then not.
is it next week?
Yeah, next
Oh, 2
week's
weeks.
Sunday.
I've got some stuff in the chat. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No,
No.
we're still here.
No, I was just going to
Okay,
say
yeah.
that you can go to deltahawks.club/fpvcalendar.html of all things, and find it there if you want to get involved in that. There's also been Voice of Doom has been talking in the chat about getting a day at Long Hill, and so the sports centre where we were. It's like sports centre in school or something, isn't it?
Yep.
Where we were for the first day of
Because it's even
International
nearer his
Drone
house than Forbidden Valley.
Exactly, because it's winter, so you hibernate, so you go even closer. And so that'll be an indoors event for like Tiny Whoops and stuff. So there's been a few talks of Tiny Whoop events, and I hope they go ahead and we can have like lots of whooping. Yeah.
I just want to say I love listeners
Oh,
because they actually help you. Do you know what I mean? You go online and you complain and whinge at Tony, and
they help you
like,
whinge at Tony
"Oh,
too.
yeah. Oh, antenna connectors. NPR has them, I think." And I'm like, man, I forgot NPR existed. Drone Guy goes, "Hi guys, can I see this? I've just joined the chat. Please, can you briefly recap the stream? Not sure what you guys or who's who. You know what you guys are talking about and who's who." So
Sorry, he says, I've just joined in the radio show that had a definite start time. Well, I say definite. But could you guys, start again for me?
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
We can
fair
start
enough.
again.
Shall I hit the intro music?
Put the music on. Put the music on.
Yeah, we were talking about Ibiza, I think. It was, yeah.
You're listening to Let's Train Out. Currently all over the place in
Bonjour.
YouTube and pappingon.co.uk. Welcome.
Don't think we don't do anything for our listeners.
yeah. I'm Jacob Chipko. Everyone all right?
Yeah.
Say hello.
I'm
Frank.
Jack. I'm going to really swear, and then if I swear, it doesn't really matter. So
Hey, I'm the hippie flyer.
I'm Tony and I'm eating a salad.
I'm Tony, and I'm whinging all the time.
I'm Adam, and I'm going to write a book about these dicks.
And I'm Frank, really confusing everyone.
No, you're
Yeah.
Robot Frank.
Exactly.
Sometimes
Andrew as well,
we need to
so,
change
hey.
your battery. So Robot Frank doesn't always come through.
Frank or
The first half of the show will be available as a podcast in due course.
yeah. Once Ivy Crazy sends his audio in,
Does he not send that yet?
you know, like 2 weeks later.
I'm going to get on.
Mate, I might just upload it raw and just be like, look, if this sounds awful, just send an email to video.
Please direct all of
Assistant.
your abuse to the following
Yeah.
email address, personal phone number, street address, etc. Yeah?
He's a really good guy. We really like him. Don't be too mean. He's an engineer of God, and don't make sure you don't give Matt a hard time because we really like him as well, and it's not his fault. Maybe we should just talk to Matt. Maybe like I've got his email. Maybe like, Matt, do you fancy coming on? And
I did mention it,
stealing our footage. Koki Beast 1985. Well done, Generation X. Just a random question. What do you guys think about the brushed little micros? That's definitely a J question because he's friends with NJ Tech.
Well,
I mean, they
yeah.
can run F3 boards, but most of them can't really fly like brushless ones. Sorry.
I mean, to be fair though, I was zipping around the trees at Hidden Valley this weekend, and when it's a fast forward course, they're good fun to like go through tree branches up high because they're so small. Yeah, they're loads of fun, but you can't do the same macro in the same way. You can do some flips and rolls, but it drops so much in height. But on a 25 milliwatt, I've flown it in street light, so I can street light, street FPV, and it just opens up so many more possibilities, and it's so harmless in essence. I've actually flown it into people in car parks. They are so much fun, and you put them in your bag, take them anywhere.
So the other Adam
Hello.
Gooch, has asked in the chat, QX80, QX90, Inductrix FPV, or the LT105, which one should he get?
I like the LT105, but because there's less of the motors in the footage. On the QX90, you do see the motors and the reflection of the light. So I prefer there's a dead cat version coming out as well.
I'm going to get the Inductrix.
I don't know, Tony. I think if you're going purely indoor, I think the
Yeah.
Inductrix is better. If you're going to do outdoor around trees just down your street and anywhere you want to go, then I think one of these ones is better.
I've got a
option.
Dan Upton for that, so I'm gonna.
But I will say, NJ Tech did provide some awesome PIDs and stuff, because it's not quite the same how you might tune a normal one. And if you check out his video, there is one there of setting it up on the QX90, and it worked on the 105. But I can't really find my 105 too much inside because it goes forward. The LT 105 has a good camera angle. You can set your camera angle, and it's against the frame rather up high on top, like it is on the QX90. But for £60, 50, £60, you get a small camera VTX and an F3 board. It's a no-brainer.
Wow. Links in the chat.
Kirkabeast 1985 again said in the chat, he's got prop guards on his brushed one. He's got clipped on, and that's what I've done for my QX90 as well. I just had one of this particular prop guard from my Hubsan X4 from when I was first flying that. It's got a nice roll cage on it as well, and yeah, it just sits nicely on the QX90. Just I guess being the same motor distance and roughly the same motor size, it just clips on nicely. And
the other thing is,
and
I think the small micro ones do last a bit longer flight time than an Inductrix, which is the other bonus. I mean, you can easily get 4 minutes on these from one cell battery, 600 milliamp hour.
I'm just adding some people in the chat and setting them as moderators because they are very helpful. Erwin, son and dad, thank you so much. This is, you helped my mate Simon Povey. He if he's listening, he will be listening at some point. Yeah, I can't believe it. They do have that connector. And for anyone listening, if you bought a new X4R, it is an MHF4 connector, not an MHF anymore. That is the smaller connector, and it is completely pointless. What a waste of time. Who sits there and is like, no, I don't like that perfectly working connector. That's like saying, that door handle, let's make it smaller, harder to use, harder to hold, and more difficult to replace.
You're currently
everything
to Let's Whinge Out, and Jack is the host.
Oh, I totally agree with Jack.
Yeah, I know, but perhaps they may change it again. But I suppose you're going to have to live with it if you're going to use
We care, Mr. Neil Cody, me and Jack care.
Somebody took the headphone socket out of my phone. Sorry, while we're bitching.
Well,
did anyone else see the BBC News article that popped up today about how an off-the-shelf drone has been used in Iraq by Islamic State to blow people up?
Didn't take long, did it?
No, bloody hell. No. That was all, Tesco, Marmite war, Brexit stuff.
And again, at the end of the day...
Interestingly, the headline photo, like the big, hero photo at the top of this article, is a racing quad.
That's rude.
Like a flag.
Why isn't it a Phantom?
Yeah. Hold on. Wait, what were you up to, Mr. Jonathan Marcus of the BBC? What are you playing at? That's not the same thing at all. Any time that you talk about racing, Phantom is like, oh yeah, we race drones. And then now, when someone's used an off-the-shelf drone to deliver a presumably from somewhere else, racing drones have got the flack, so to speak.
Well, it's because they look all homemade, don't they? Like terrorists. Like you made a bomb. you guys all look like terrorists, the outsiders.
Jack does. He's a big terrorist here. Jack, put your face on the
He's not unmuting himself.
He's on the run now. You found him out. He's running.
Oh, it turns out that Jack helped design and build it.
You
That is true
bastard.
job at Radio C, obviously.
This is really exciting because our listening figures are going up as various agencies around the world.
On
So-
the watch list.
Someone
Hi there,
say
CIA.
bomb. Someone say bomb again. Bomb.
I prefer device.
Yeah, but it does raise interesting points, though, and that is the angle perhaps they're looking at. And
Yeah, Mitch
yeah. I
Gaines
still
says
think
Phantom would have
that
flown away.
more people have been saved by being found by drones than being blown up by drones.
Yeah.
Well, of consumer drones.
Could
Yeah.
you imagine if the idiot press returned to home by accident?
What?
Yeah.
Well, there was a bomb on it.
Yeah, Adam.
You see, you have to, I think, link that word with other words to make them really pick up. It's all about context.
Wires.
How I built my first.
Crazy world that we live in.
I-
Where is Jack?
I think
Jack-
we need a jihad against DJ.
I think Jack has got so furious he's giving himself a heart attack over these connectors.
Yes.
Connectors are important. God damn it.
I know, but maybe not that important to his life and well-being. He has-
Is anyone going to any of the I-Series races later this year?
Are they all the indoor ones?
Yeah, the UK Drone Show, the NEC.
I'm
Oh,
tempted.
you
Where do
actually
we
muted
sign up?
me. Fuckers. Oh no.
Yes,
Well,
please.
it's so well, but oh well.
Oh,
I'm
ball
interested.
bags.
Yeah, where do we find out more then, Adam? If anyone doesn't know about these races,
I would go to Google and type in I-Series.
That's the
Do I
TikTok.
owe Frank £16 now?
Yep.
Oh,
Why? I
Do
don't know
now.
why, though. Did you say or swear?
yes. I didn't realise. I went back. I was like, how can you guys not hear me? I go back up. Someone muted me for the connectors.
I
None of
moved,
you-
That
I
must
moved-
have been the CIA.
I moved between two rooms earlier and pulled my cable out, and I swore extremely loudly. But of course, it pulled the cable out, so you guys didn't hear it.
We didn't- Hi, BSM Web.
Hello.
UK
Well
Drone Show.
done for
Anyone
getting
going to the
Bruce's
UK
video
Drone Show?
up.
I hope to.
Yeah, I hope to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sort something out for the UK Drone Show. Chatting to Ollie, and hopefully we'll have a little side room, and we can wander around and grab people and interview them and stuff.
Yeah, it was fun
Oh,
last
yeah.
year, wasn't it?
Hmm.
I wonder if
Yeah.
it'll be.
Be watching out for more crotch shots again, Jack.
What you mean the video? I don't know. Actually, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to pretend to know. I don't understand. What?
The only thing that I remember you talking about the UK Drone Show last year was that no one else was taking advantage of the and you went up and were like racing around, and then someone powered on, and you just got an image of someone's crotch as they were pointing the drone at their crotch in the inventors
You
hall.
crashed up into the wires, didn't you? Into the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say
Oh, yeah.
taking advantage of, I mean, how many interesting crotches were there in that room?
No, absolutely easy.
No, I weren't taking of that.
So
Is it
Um,
scheduled at the same time as the clothes show?
Yes.
Again, there's going to be swarms of
So
people just-
apparently we have an update from Gucci FPV in the chat. He's saying the UK Drone Show is filled up, but the registration for Insomnia I-Series will be open soon. So, okay.
Yay.
Thanks, Gucci. So have we got Hannah on after this, or what? I mean, I've got a show on later, the Thursday night show, so I can't stay around all night.
Shall I play us out? You can carry
Yeah.
on for the after show if anyone wants to hang around for that.
That's it.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to phone
I
Dan
will
Upton.
say. Yeah, so we're all going. Bye, everyone. Hope you follow us on Facebook.
Oh, we've actually got
you know.
lives. We actually get out.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we're
yeah.
free.
Thanks for
It
tuning
just
in.
cost me £16.
Oh, yeah.
Ha ha.
Tony, I'm going to stab you.
That was awesomely timed, though. Well done, Tony.